protesting against the BBC documentary on Prime Minister Narendra Modi in London. The controversial BBC documentary, India, the Modi Question, has raised a storm not just in India but also among the diaspora abroad. On Sunday, members of the Indian diaspora took to the streets of London and held a massive protest outside the BBC headquarters in Portland Place. Demonstrating anger against BBC's biased narrative, several diaspora members slammed the BBC and chanted pro-Modi slogans on London streets. Meanwhile, N. Ram, Prashant Bhushan and others have filed a plea in the Supreme Court challenging the ban on the documentary. They claim that prohibiting of screening of the film is illegal and seeks a court inquiry into the contents of the documentary, as well as an investigation against persons responsible for the riots. Union Law Minister Kiren Rijiju has slammed these petitioners and blamed them for wasting this precious time of the Supreme Court, where thousands of common citizens are waiting and seeking dates for justice.
कि बहुत से लोगों को पता ही नहीं है। अगर मुसलमान देखेगा वो हमारी माँ को ऐसा हो रहा है, हमारी बहन को ऐसा हो रहा है, तो बिल्कुल गलत है और उसके ऊपर ही फोकस करना है बीबीसी को। सेम है बीबीसी को अपने ही घर में क्यों आग लगा रहा है?
Anti-India agenda. Okay, the Godra riot, right? This is 21 years old. Why are they digging it up now? I'll tell you why. Because in 2024 there's a general election, right? So they're trying to diminish India's ever-increasing world dominance, right?
I'm sick and tired of the propaganda by the BBC. We all know that the riots did happen in Gujarat, but the reason I am here today because I felt the documentary is completely one-sided. They didn't show both sides at all. They did not focus on why the riots started.
मैं इसको पहला इस नजरिए से देखता हूं, चंद युवक विद्यार्थी भड़ककर सड़कों पर उतर रहे हैं, जो कि पूरे देश के छात्र समूह का 0.00001% भी नहीं है। इसलिए उस उन्माद को ये कहना कि सारे भारत की छात्र शक्ति इस तरफ लगी है, तो यह सत्य से का गला घोंटना है।
In my petition clearly call the BBC documentary, the court itself, and peruse the entire documentary, because this is not the documentary of statement. This is the recording true naked fact of the 2002 riot, where the several ladies were raped, several people were killed, several houses were burned, and the riot was spread in all over Gujarat, especially Ahmedabad, Halol and all this area. And not only this military has been prohibited to enter in Ahmedabad 24 hours. After 24 hours, then Gujarat government allowed the military to enter into the Ahmedabad. It's a clear case of the conspiracy. I'm not saying what I want to say. I'm saying what has been recorded by the UK government agency, by the BBC itself also. Those are independent. They have to do nothing with the politics of India. But the truth must be known by each and every person of the Indian citizen of India. How can you stop it? This BBC documentary must be put before the court also.
Anisha is joining us on the phone on this. Anisha, clearly, Rijiju's comments, sparking a whole debate here as to whether or not this is really a waste of time for the judiciary. But the controversy around the film refuses to go away, with questions being raised about its ban and so forth.
Well, yes, most definitely. This comment by the law minister has also given rise to controversy. We've also seen opposition parties coming out and making statements with regard to this particular issue, with this particular issue of the BBC documentary. These two petitions that have come to the Supreme Court have also pointed out that the government has not only banned the documentary itself, it has also passed directions to social media and online media platforms to remove the content from their social media, and that is where now the legal issue here before the Supreme Court also comes in. While there is political questions being asked outside by the opposition parties, the petitions that have been filed in the Supreme Court have raised the question of whether the government has exercised its powers properly, whether that this kind of that the citizens and the press have a fundamental right to know that there cannot be a bar on release of a documentary in this particular manner? What exactly how exactly has the documentary been censored? Those issues have now come before the Supreme Court. But of course, politically also these comments have been made. We've seen opposition parties coming out on this particular documentary, and with the law minister now issuing a tweet saying that this kind of petition is a waste of the court's time, that thousands of people are waiting and seeking states for justice, especially since the court has now said that they will hear this matter next week. We'll have to see how the government responds in the court to all of these.